Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 4 p.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we've got news out of Morehead City where an incredibly tight mayor's race went under a recount today, but the recount held the same. Lee Stiles still has a 1-vote lead over Jerry Jones, 762 votes to 761 votes. But the current mayor filed an election protest with the Carteret County Board of Elections during the canvass meeting last Friday after voters contacted him on the day of voting and afterwards. Now, Jones said, quote, "I started getting calls from people that they were denied their rights to vote, their constitutional right to vote. They said they were told they do not live in Morehead City," end quote. Now, Jones has been the mayor of Morehead City since 1999. The elections board will meet on Monday to consider the protest. And lottery fever is kicking up as the Powerball is all the way up to nearly $1 billion. NBC's Emily Akeda has more on what buyers and lottery players are looking for.
Hey there, well, here at Stu Leonard's, they say that they see demand for lottery tickets double on days like this. And it's easy to see why, because we are talking about nearly $1 billion on the line in the Mega Millions drawing, which is happening tonight, Friday at 11 p.m. It has only happened, the jackpot eclipsing $1 billion 7 times before, with winners in all different states, including in New Jersey just last year. So, of course, I got to test my luck. I'm going to get one Mega Millions ticket from Gavin here helping me out. This is the lucky ticket, right, Gavin? Thank you. Now, it's not all about winning the jackpot. Actually, on Tuesday with the Mega Millions drawing, there were nearly 800,000 winning tickets with prizes ranging from $10 to $5 million. So a lot to be excited for. As we always say, if you win, you want to sign and secure your ticket. And here's why. The New York Lottery right now is actually asking Mega Millions players to check their tickets if you purchased one from last December, because they say there is a winning ticket worth $1 million that has not been claimed and will expire next month. Back to you.
Well, thank you so much, Emily. I do believe I misspoke, called it the Powerball. It's Mega Millions. Mega Millions that right now is almost up to $1 billion. Of course, you can catch your Mega Millions drawings right here on WITN. Well, not right here on the First Alert Desk, but coming up tonight at 11 o'clock on WITN, we will, of course, have that drawing live for you. Now we do need to talk about your weather forecast as we head into the weekend, looking again at more sunshine for your Saturday and Sunday, but this time it comes with a little bit more warmth. We enjoyed the 70s last weekend. We did dip down into the 20s and for your overnight lows, and even the 40s for your highs on Tuesday. We are making our way back to the 70s for this weekend. A nice kind of change of events. It's feeling pretty good outside right now. May feel a little bit better as we make our way into the weekend. Of course, Dowdy Ficklen's going to be packed coming up for tomorrow, playing, at least the Pirates are taking on the Tigers of Memphis. Senior Day tomorrow, kickoff at 4 p.m. Should be a fantastic time. The weather's certainly going to cooperate. Air temperatures right now in the low to mid 60s throughout most of eastern North Carolina. If you're heading out to any of the Friday night football games, here's what you need to know. Air temperatures will be getting chilly tonight, so if you can, I would make sure to have either long pants or maybe a sweatshirt or a jacket or something. That way, again, if you're sitting on those metal bleachers, you won't get too cold too quickly. Now, for tomorrow morning, we're going to be starting out fairly mild. We're not going to be in the 30s. We'll likely be in the low to mid 40s as we open our eye. Well, unless you hit the snooze button. There, you hit it enough, you might wake up in the 50s or the 60s. But regardless, we've got heat building quickly tomorrow under mostly sunny skies, but the west-southwesterly winds will really help push those air temperatures beyond just the 60s and all the way into the low to possibly mid-70s by tomorrow. We'll certainly hit the mid-70s as we make our way into Sunday. It's going to be, again, a warm weekend. Here's what to expect, though, for the football game on Saturday. Tailgating temperatures, upper 60s. If you're late to the tailgate, it may be low 70s. But the point is, it's going to be comfortable. 4 p.m. kickoff, 73 degrees. Now, do note that if you plan on, well, I hope everybody plans on staying the whole game, but you may need a coat or maybe a light jacket, something, maybe a long sleeve. You may get a little chilly over the tail end of the game once the sun sets, especially if you're sitting on the south side of the stadium and not getting that sunshine through the game. But overall, Going to be very comfortable conditions, even if you do forget maybe a sweatshirt. You just don't need it. Don't need it. I know there's probably some Pirate fans out there who are gonna be going t-shirts or tank tops, and that's it. Well, wind-wise, we'll see a west-southwesterly wind tomorrow coming in at around 7 to 15 miles an hour. Those winds will increase as we head from Saturday into Sunday. Sunday's winds are going to be breezy, and they're going to bring about some colder air eventually. Just that colder air won't truly reach us until we get to Sunday evening to Sunday night. So through the day on Sunday, it's going to be a warm day, but a windy day at that. This is 5 a.m., and we're looking at wind speeds between 15 up to 30 miles an hour sustained. It is going to be windy out there. Do note that. But at least we get some warmth to go along with the breeze. High pressure systems will continue to kind of slowly work their way across the Gulf Coast states, moving their way towards Florida and then off the coast of Florida and Georgia. From there, they're going to do a great job of keeping a lot of the rain out of eastern North Carolina, which arguably isn't really the best thing because right now we are in need of the drops. 90% of eastern North Carolina is either abnormally dry, under a moderate drought, or under a severe drought. And we're anticipating that severe drought section across Greene, Pitt, Edgecombe, Nash, Wilson, and Halifax counties. Anticipating that will actually expand as we head into next week. So something to keep an eye on is our lack of rain. It's not a shock. Usually whenever we get to November, it's one of our drier months of the year. So seeing limited rainfall isn't too surprising. The problem is that it's still a problem. Just because we don't have rain in the forecast, well, we do need some drops, and this increases our fire danger across eastern North Carolina, especially with people wanting to, burn yard waste. Not a good idea, especially with those winds picking up on Sunday. I really encourage people to avoid doing any burning this weekend because of the dry air, the dry forecast, and just the drought that is very much present throughout eastern North Carolina. There will be a few opportunities for rain next week, but none of them really look like a widespread chance. They've fluctuated quite a bit. Hopefully we can get some of those percentages up a little bit higher, but right now it's looking like a 10% chance for Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and maybe a 20% chance by the time we get to next Saturday. Well, that's all we have time for today's 4 p.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, well, nope, it is Friday. We will not have more news coming up at the top of the hour. We'll have more news coming up at 7:15 a.m. Monday morning with Jim and Gigi. Until then, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Friday and an even better weekend. We'll see you back here coming up at the start of next week.